Hi YouTube, it's Lorna Blake of lornablake.com and empoweryourself.com, and I'm coming to you today with part 3 of my spiritual wake-up call. And in the 2 previous videos I talked about a dental emergency and an experience that I had with candida and hearing voices. So I'm going to encourage you to take a look at the 2 previous videos, but just to catch you up a little bit, I had a dental surgery done back in January of 2012, which was a result of having gotten a replacement for an amalgam filling. I got a porcelain filling and I thought that was the end of that, but it resulted in an emergency dental surgery. And then I had 3 months later a bout with candida that was really challenging to get past, lots of things. So I basically changed the way I was eating, and as a result of changing how I was eating, I started to experience better health and experience some spiritual things as well. So today I'm going to talk about what followed. So in the previous video I talked about doing a colon cleanse the day before the Venus transit, and on the day of the Venus transit did a meditation and went back to sleep and I heard a voice. Today, just to catch you up to what it led to, at the end of June I did what you would call an Akashic reading, an Akashic soul reading, and what that entailed was, getting into my life record, so to speak, of previous lifetimes, my mission here on the earth for this time around. And what was interesting about the reading for me, 2 things. One of them is that it affirmed for me what I knew, what I knew in my soul all along. And the other was something a little bit different. So the first part of it is that it affirmed that I was here in this time as a spiritual teacher. And how that occurred, I will share with you that from the time I was like 4 years old in nursery school, I had the experience of being asked to teach my classmates. And my cousins who I went to school with, who were about the same age, or some of them are a year older, they remember that very well, and over the years they've never forgotten to remind me that says that I'm a teacher. Now, when I was coming up, I shied away from being a teacher. I thought teaching kids is frustrating. I don't want to do that. And it was after having had a career as a social worker that I decided to become a teacher, and I taught adults, and it was the most fulfilling experience of my life. Actually, that's what brought me to Korea in the first place, and has helped me to progress into going on and becoming a coach, which is also part teaching, part coaching, right? Being a coach is not just about coaching, it's about teaching. And in addition to that, I remember years back in church, they would ask me to do a Sabbath school reading or a children's story or whatever. And one of the men who became my mentors in church, an elder, he came up to me the first time I was asked. I had just been introduced to that particular congregation, and he said to me, "Lorna, are you a teacher?" And I said, "No." And at the time I hadn't gone back to university as of yet. And he said to me, "You need to be teaching. You need to go back to school and become a teacher." So I'd had all kinds of pointers along the way. And then around 9/11, September 11, 2001, had a situation where I was very depressed after, all that, you could say, the catastrophe that occurred in New York City. And I went to a spiritual, a woman that I'd met who became my mentor, and she did a reading, and she also affirmed. She said that you are here to be a teacher, to lead, and to guide and to offer your lessons, your life lessons. And so that was really affirming. So coming back to June 30th, or around June 30th this year, again, the same message. You're a teacher, and so you are here at this point in Earth's transition to help uplift humanity. And I've always felt like I had a special calling for this particular time, so very grateful for that. What also came of the reading was that I'm not from this planet. I came from another place, another star. And I think a lot of people are waking up to the knowing that maybe they've come from another star or another planet. And what that did for me was it got me to do some research. And in the process of doing research, I came across a blog site called 2012scenario.com. And on that site, I got to listen to a lot of radio talk shows and read a lot of articles about 2012, the ascension. What that's going to mean is that we're going to move from a 3D humanity to a 5-dimensional human being, how that's going to change our world. And it really, truly resonated with me to the point where I decided that I wanted to start experiencing some of the things that they talked about. One particular show I would listen to that really hit the mark for me was Let's Talk 2012 and Beyond. And the hosts or the co-hosts of the show, Sierra Nablina and Dave Schmidt, sometime in mid-August, they were hosting a show where people were allowed to call into the show and talk about the experiences that they had with extraterrestrials, galactic beings. So one of the things is that we are not alone in the universe. And really, maybe it doesn't come as any surprise to you. Having been brought up in a quite religious environment, I didn't have that knowing. But after after I got that information, it made sense. And so here I was listening to the show and starting to ask for signs. Can I want to have my own. I'm setting my intention to have my own personal disclosure, my own personal contact, so to speak. And what occurred is that I did have my own personal contact. And since then, I've had many other contacts. I don't want to take too much of your time, though. I really appreciate that you are with me today. So I'm going to stop there to say that I've had my own personal contact with galactic beings and motherships and crafts. And coming up in the next video, I'm going to share how it started. So the first experience I had and some of the experiences since. Thank you for watching. Feel free to post a comment or subscribe. Do you believe that you may have come from another place because you are so different? Do you feel like you have a mission for this time? And do you recognize that we are not alone? Thank you again. Have a fantastic day. Love and blessings. Bye for now.